be guiding you through the IBJJF rules for competing. This is one of the most commonly used rule sets for Jiu-Jitsu competition, used all across the world. So it's important to know these rules if you're either competing for the first time or you've competed for quite a while. You may have missed out on some small details because there's a lot of rules. I'll just be going through the ways you can score points or advantages. I won't be going through all the fouls and penalties. There's a long list of that, and all the illegal techniques that you can have a look by yourself. I will put in the description of the YouTube video the actual rule book. So there's 3 different points you can get. You can either get 2, 3, or 4 points for various moves. And then you can also get advantages. So an advantage is if you almost get something, but you don't have it quite yet. So let's get started with takedown. So I'll borrow Will now. So a takedown is worth 2 points. You can get 2 points for a takedown where they land either flat on their back, and you have to hold for 3 seconds. So basically each position, either takedown, sweep, mount, pass, you have to stabilize for 3 seconds. So I have to hold Will flat on his back, or if he falls on his side, or if he falls into a seated position. Well, I have to hold him here for 3 seconds, and then I'll get 2 points for the takedown. Standing up again. Another way you can get 2 points for the takedown is if you take them down into a seated or turtle position. So I take Will down into, and I can hold him here for 3 seconds. I'll get 2 points. Either both his knees or one knee must be down. If both knees are off the ground and I'm holding here for 3 seconds, no points. Okay, one knee or both knees must be on the ground for 2 points takedown. Okay, if you are going for a takedown and you land out of bounds, let's say I land out of bounds and I can hold him down for 3 seconds, I'll get 2 points, and then they will restart in the position I took him down. So if you can take him down and you land out of bounds, but you can hold him there for 3 seconds, you will get 2 points. If Will tries to take me down and he takes me down, but I end up reversing him and come up on top, I will get 2 points. He will get an advantage for his efforts. So there's a lot of ways in the takedowns. There's a couple more. The other 2 is when there's a guard pull. So if I begin to take Will down and then he decides to pull guard, that's 2 points for me. If he initiates the guard pull, but I'm able to grip onto his knee and I stabilize for 3 seconds, 2 points for more. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So always try fight out of the takedown. Don't pull guard because you're going to relinquish 2 points. If they start jumping on your back and getting the hooks, and you manage to remove the hooks and they fall off and you stabilize here, that is no takedown. That's not counted as a takedown. So if they almost jumped your back when you're standing, remove the hook and they fall off and you land on top, that's not a takedown. Oh, and lastly, almost forgot. If you're on your knees, let's say Will is sprawled on top of me, we're both on the ground, and I do a double leg from my knees, and I get him down here, that is no points. Because apparently it must start on the feet. So you don't get any points for that. And that is all the ways you can score points for a takedown. A sweep also gets you 2 points. So a sweep is basically any form of guard and you manage to reverse the position. Get on top. And hold for 3 seconds. Bit back here, bit well. You will get 2 points. Or if you're in a guard and you get them into the turtle position and manage to stabilize here, you will get 2 points. If you are playing guard and the opponent on top attacks a submission and you land on top and stabilize here, you will get 2 points for a sweep. Because they've landed on their back, you were in a guard, and you've come on top, that's a sweep. So basically, the person on top can sweep themselves if they screw up a submission whilst in a guard. There will be no points if it is not from a guard. It will not be counted as a sweep. So let's say Will's in side control. I managed to bridge and roll him over here. That will be not counted as a sweep because it was not from a guard position. So there are your ways to get the sweep points. 2 points for the sweep. Now we'll go to, we'll move on to knee ride because that's also 2 points. So if Will can lay on his back, knee ride 2 points. It must be a certain way you must have the knee ride. So this is your standard knee ride. This will get you 2 points. Or you can cross face them. This will get you 2 points. If your supporting leg, your knee is on the ground, this will not get you 2 points, only get you an advantage. So it must be like this, knee off the ground or cross face. If you are other leg on the belly, reverse facing way knee ride, no points. It must be this knee and you must face the head. Okay, so that's your knee ride points. And you can't just pop off to side control and jump back on and pop off and expect to get 1 billion points. They must either basically escape, push, they escape, you hold side control for 3 seconds, and then you pop up again, and then you hold for 3 seconds, then you will get 2 points. So they must initiate the escape either to side control or guard, and then you pass again and knee ride, then you'll get your knee ride points. Okay, so there are your 3 ways you can score 2 points. Takedown, sweep, and knee ride. Now we'll do our guard pass, so that's 3 points for a guard pass. So a guard is defined basically as using one or both legs to stop me from getting to side control. Or to north-south, they're the ways you can achieve pass points. So Will here is using both legs. He's in a guard to stop me from getting around, but I managed to get around. I can either stabilize here in side control, north-south, or if he's resisting like this and turning and pushing, but I managed to hold for 3 seconds, 3 points for the pass. If Will manages to turtle, and I hold here, no pass points. I only get an advantage. That's why you see when most people get past, they start to turtle straight away because they don't want to concede those 3 points. Okay. Oh, sorry. If I take Will down, let's say I do a double leg, boom, and I end up in side control, that is no guard pass. as there was no guard established by will. So if you take them down and land them in side control, you don't get any pass points, only takedown points. Also, if you escape a submission, I'm giving you the example of an armbar. Let's do the hitchhiker escape, and I end up in side control. I've escaped Will's armbar, but I've not passed his guard. Well, I passed his guard, I'm in side control, but I didn't actually pass a guard because I was in an armbar. I wasn't in a guard. So you will not get points if you escape the submission and you land in side control. That's no guard pass. So that's your passing points. How to get your passing points. It must be from a guard to side control, either flat on their back, on their side, or north-south. Okay, now, the last two ways you get the most points. You get 4 points for these. One is mount, the other is back control. So let's start with mount. So you'll get 4 points in these scenarios. In some scenarios, you may get only an advantage. So this is your standard mount. Both knees under the armpit, get you 4 points. You can go low as well. Ankles crossed, that's fine. Ankles touching, that's fine. 4 points. If you have one arm trapped, so let's say I've trapped one arm under my leg, but the other arm's not trapped, I will still get 4 points. If I'm in S-mount, S-mount, if you guys don't know, is when your legs are like this, like an S shape. My knee is next to my partner's ear, my other foot is pinned against his hip. You'll get 4 points for the S-mount, no problem. You'll also get 4 points for if they turn and you hold here, 4 points for this position, which is called side mount. You get 4 points here. Now, you won't get 4 points, you'll only get advantage if you mount them and both arms are trapped underneath your legs like this. Okay, you will only get an advantage for this. And if you do a reverse mount like this, facing the other way, no points. No points for this reverse mount. So they are your ways to get 4 points for mount. Let's go to the best position, the back. So when you have someone's back, your standard back control, feet are apart, you got your standard seatbelt, 4 points. If you have one arm trapped under your leg, 4 points, no problem. Now, the other ways which people commonly do is body triangle. This will only get you an advantage. So if you like the body triangle, get your 4 points first and then change to body triangle. Okay, that's only an advantage. If you cross your feet, that is only an advantage. But never cross your feet because Will can just do an ankle lock on me. So never do this. Never do this. Also, last one. If you have both arms underneath here, trapped, that is no points. You only get an advantage for that. Okay, if both arms are trapped. All right. So they are the ways to score points or either get advantage for all your techniques under IBJJF rule set.